Hey there guys, welcome back to Texas Beer Reviews, and today we will be looking at Trillium's Mettle Double IPA. Jose brought this one for us to try out, and this is Trillium's out of Boston, Massachusetts. They've got a brewery in Boston and a brewery in Canton. A little bit about the beer. It's 8.4% ABV. There's no IBUs listed, and it was canned on July 6th. So we still got a pretty good amount of time here on the can. I feel like I was going to say something else, but now I can't remember. So on the beer, a little bit more on the beer. For the malts, it uses American two-row barley, Valley Danko rye, Valley Triticale, Valley wheat, Dextrine, and Dextrose. And the hops are Amarillo, Citra, and Columbus. So Jose got a box of Trillium beers he traded for and brought them over so we could review them. So I'm very thankful to have these. I've never had Mettle before.
I haven't had it. No.
Never had Mettle before, so this will be a fun one to do since we both never had it. But with that said, let's go ahead and get into it. First pour.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. I'm gonna spill it this time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Just a bit left, so I'm gonna give you the rest of this.
It's like orange juice.
Alright, yeah, so super hazy, light, very light peach, slight mango flesh, a little darker than that. I'd say it's not as bright, but it's got this nice kind of peach flesh type coloring to it. Very pale, very hazy. I mean, you cannot see through this beer at all. This just looks like you're drinking fruit juice, pretty much. It's got a nice, fluffy white head to it. Yeah, yours looks pretty good too. So, very nice looking beer. As I mentioned before with the last Trillium beer, it's very typical for the New England style to have these super hazy, bright characteristics. They use a lot of hops and a low flocculating yeast to give it that sort of appearance. I'll put this back up here. There we go. All right. So that's the appearance on it. Let's check out the aroma. Oh, wow.
I get a lot of peach.
Oh, man. Peach. Yeah, I do. They describe on the website peach and nectarine.
Totally see that.
Yeah, I'll post the description on it here after the review. But stone fruits, peach nectarine. I get the mango. Definitely, I get definitely a lot of mango in this one.
It's got a nice dank to it.
Yeah. It's got that slight herbaceous quality to it. Some slight pine, very dank, but I'm picking up the tropical fruits a lot more. It smells super clean.
Yeah.
It smells fantastic. I mean, I love that these beers are so tropical. That's one thing that really stands out about the style about these beers. So, it smells awesome. Let's get into the taste. Cheers.
It's like fresh squeezed orange
Wow.
juice.
Yes. That is just... Oh, man. That is just like fresh tropical orange juice. Like, you have a carton of like mango orange juice, you can buy at the store, mango pineapple orange juice sort of a thing like that. It's very reminiscent to that.
Dry hop orange juice.
Yes, dry hop orange juice, because you do get that herbaceous, kind of dank, piney, slightly astringent type quality from the hops. That add that kind of balance that out for that, because there's a decent amount of sweetness to the beer, and that balances it out, those hops. But man, that is tropical. That is so juicy.
That mouthfeel. Other beers have this really awesome creamy mouthfeel.
Super creamy, full-bodied, and even being a double IPA, this is even more full-bodied. I feel just a bit than the Congress Street that we had.
It's not even like over malty like some double IPAs.
Yeah.
They're real big on the malt. This is really balanced.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of double IPAs out there that are very malty. Do have that caramel malt kind of factor going for them, which is fine in itself for what it is. This is very different. This is the malts you're not going to taste as much. It's really the hops that are the star of this style of IPA or double IPA. I mean, it's very tropical, very juicy. You mentioned kind of a mango orange type flavor to it, just with those very dank, herbaceous, slight piney notes from the hops that kind of balance that out. It's like the note that it starts off sweet and it kind of goes sweet through the mid, but it finishes to me very dry actually. And that's a really cool thing that I like about these kind of beers, that it doesn't finish too sweet. In that sense, it's not actually that bitter either.
No.
I mean, it's there. It balances out the sweetness, but it's I think it's very restrained even for being a double IPA. The carbonation is it's slightly prickly at first, but really it's kind of lower carb, and it gives it that more full body feel to it, which I really enjoy for the style. It just kind of elevates the beer in a sense that I mentioned that in the last the Congress Street video. But is there anything else you want to mention on the beer? Yeah. If you've never had, it's kind of difficult to find some of the styles like this in Texas. I think some of the closer ones, maybe like Yellow Rose from Lone Pint, gets kind of close. But this is something that we don't really see here in Texas. This type of style is very tropical, juicy, full-bodied, slight lower bitterness style of IPA, double IPA. So I would definitely highly recommend this brewery and this beer if you're into beer trading, or if you're ever in Massachusetts and Boston and Canton and you have the opportunity to go to Trillium, try some of their hoppy beers. They all have similar characteristics to it. There's differences in there. I feel like compared to the Congress Street, I feel like this has a bit more of kind of a mango orange juice to it in a sense. But I would highly recommend this brewery very, very, very much. It's definitely one of my favorite breweries out there. Very glad you brought this with us today so we could taste it and review it. So, but with all that said, I think that's pretty much it for Trillium's Mettle Double IPA. So think global, drink local, and cheers.